Better late than never.
Yep.
Let's have a look. I just need to make sure that we're edit audience. This computer's gone awfully slow tonight, like.
Yep.
Come on, there we go. Public. I think we're actually live just now, but I'll just wait for people kind of joining in on the live. I think we're definitely here now, so I'll just give them a few minutes. So just like to apologise to everybody for the delay, slight technical issues at the moment. So I'm just going to share this page. Oh, wait a minute. I think if I post this possibly. Yeah, I think people are beginning to arrive now. I see faces beginning to arrive now. So hopefully that's us definitely live now. Great, brilliant. So I'm just going to quickly share it on a few pages first so that before I get started tonight, and there's more people arriving. So welcome everybody to tonight's show here with Momentum NRG and Carol McDonald with our Christmas theme. So I like that. I'm just popping this on to the Daniel Renton page. I don't know what I keep sharing that.
Yeah, I thought I'd share my tree since nobody else is going to see it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Right, I'm sharing that on the Momentum NRG page. I'm just sharing it on a few of my pages and stuff like that as well, like in my group page and stuff like that as well, before we get started tonight as well. So I've got one more share. I'm going to share to a group. That's the Academy. And that gives people time to arrive and stuff like that as well. So it is an added addition, an added bonus tonight's live show. I can see people are in live, up and running. So yeah, I'm delighted here tonight to introduce my client, Carol, who's been on my program for 9 months now, working with the Momentum NRG, building a big, massive Christmas tree in our house. So no, I'm delighted to welcome Carol in for this evening's show because I want to share the success that Carol's achieved so far on the transformation program. So, Carol, you've lost 55 pounds. 45 pounds, yeah, sorry. Yes. Yeah. I get confused. There's so many people losing weight just now that I'm just like, I'm losing track of the numbers. So yeah. Tell me then, before coming on the program, you started last January. Before coming on the program, what had you struggled with?
Just basically losing weight. I've lost weight in the past, and I've got to. I've been down quite low, and I've got to the weight I'd like to be. But as soon as I stopped the diet, then I put all the weight back on again. So I was just getting fed up, sort of yo-yo dieting and, losing the weight and putting it back on. So I thought I would give this a bash.
Okay, so what had you tried then? Like, I'm interested.
Oh, I've got all the T-shirts. I did 4 months of nothing but shakes. I lost 3.5 stone. But of course, as soon as I started eating again, it all piled back on again. I've done Weight Watchers, I've done Herbal Life, I've done them all. I've done Scottish Slimmers, everything over the years, and I've just always put everything I've lost and more back on.
Wow, it's really interesting because I want to dive into the, so how have you managed to get off the bandwagon of the yo-yo diet and to achieve lasting results? What's been the key for you?
I think just, you know, eating healthily, you know, I'm not counting calories, you know, I'm allowed to eat carbs. So, and I think, you know, the exercise plan as well, you know, is helping me too. And just my diary, you know, keeping the diary and you checking everything has helped me. You know, I think that's all helped.
Brilliant, fantastic. So let's talk about the results then. What have you achieved overall then? Like, you know, yeah, what was the number, 45 pounds? What else? Talk me through what else, you know, you've achieved.
Well, for me, it's not just the weight. You know, I mean, obviously the weight's important, but it's how I look, you know, and I know I've still got a long way to go. I've still got a good bit weight still to lose. And, you know, I'm going to keep at it. You know, so I think it's how I look really. It's just not about the weight. I just felt before, you know, I was just really uncomfortable about how I felt, you know, so you know, and as I say, I know I've still got weight to lose, but I do feel a bit more confident with the weight I'm at now. But I know I've got to keep at it for a while yet.
Yeah. I mean,
it's took me a long time to get to this weight, so I understand that it's not going to be overnight that I lose the weight. I've got to, you know, keep at it, and it'll take a while.
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey because, like, you know, we know that like results don't come overnight. You know, you've been kind of on the plan for 9 months, getting support on a daily basis, and you know you've dropped 20 kilograms in a year. You know, so what was different about this for you? What was different about this plan for you to what you've maybe done before? Like you've done the calorie counting, the macros, you've done the shakes, the powders, the pills. It sounds like you've done absolutely everything. You've had the gym workouts, probably the extreme fitness classes, no doubt.
Got them all, got all the t-shirts. I think just the fact that I'm eating normal food. I'm not on shakes. I'm not counting calories. I'm not restricting any foods, you know. As you know, if I want a bit cake, I have a bit cake, you know, whereas before, you know, you weren't allowed this and you're not allowed that, and it's just so restrictive. So I think now it's just eating healthily, really, and just the 5 eating points to make sure I eat enough. Because, you know, before I started this, I wouldn't start eating until lunchtime, and by then I was absolutely starving. You know, I had done a big walk in the morning and I hadn't eaten anything, so then I would just, you know, buy rubbish and things, you know, sandwiches and crisps and things. So I think it's just the fact that I'm eating healthily and eating normal food.
Okay. I mean, that's awesome. You know, that, you know, I want to talk about this today as well. You know, that this isn't science by Daniel. You know, it's you know, we talk about stress, hormones, etc. You know, and really, like, I'm going to give a bit of value today on this video as well. I want to talk about kind of 3 key points to losing weight and how to keep it off, and maybe what people haven't done in the past. And number 1 is the stress. Like I say, it's not science by Daniel. You know, that this is all in the books. It's all in the manuals. You know, you could Google this and you'd find it. You know, so when you're starving yourself, you mentioned you were missing breakfast. You know, you're then releasing the stress hormone. You know, your body, it's fight or flight. Your body doesn't want to be in low blood sugar, so therefore you're taking a dip. Cortisol is a fat storing hormone, so now you're storing fat. You know, so we addressed that by introducing the 5-point eating plan and getting you little and often, and that addressed that issue straight away.
Yes.
And then we were able to start releasing the fat after that.
Yes.
You know, and that's how it started to drop off. And I think you lost quite a lot quite quickly. I'm saying quickly, I mean, within 12 weeks, you lost about 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And then I want to come on to my second point. So the first point is staying out the stress zones. And obviously I get that people have also got busy lifestyles as well. I work with lots of busy professionals like yourself, Carol. We've got businesses, and I know for you, you're putting yourself under a lot of stress with all the walking and everything. You know, the amount of activity you're doing is quite a lot, and that can also create more stress.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it can be quite stressful.
That's it. Yeah, on the body. So this is, you've been able to fit this in to your lifestyle. There's been, you know, if you can eat, then you can do this plan. It's pretty straightforward. The majority is balancing the hormones with the nutrition. And then the second point's really interesting, I want to talk about, because for you, it's really what we've done. Is it, okay, we lost something like 20 pounds, I remember, in the first 12 weeks. We then locked it in. We locked it in, and that comes to set point theory. And by the way, again, I'm not spouting any science. I'm not a doctor. You know, I'm a fitness professional. I'm a fitness coach. I have been for 20 years, over 20 years actually. But set point theory, Google it. If you're watching this tonight, Google the set point theory, because what we've done, Carol, is we then set it in. And in order for your body to keep that weight off, you need to keep that weight at what you've lost for 9 months in order to reset your set point.
Yes.
So we kind of stuck. It was interesting because it went down and then it stuck, it stopped. You managed to maintain it, and we kind of went into, I suppose, a maintenance phase, which I think people don't talk about maintenance phase, and it should be really important. And I think that's where people get this wrong, is that they're too impatient, they want more.
Yes.
And then they give up and they go back to their normal eating behaviors. That's my third point in a second. So, like, we locked it down. We got you the 20 pounds. We locked it down, and then we were able to go into the next phase.
Yes.
Get more. I think we got maybe another 10 pounds. I think we got.
Yeah.
And then we locked that down. I'm using the theme lockdown with the lockdown. We're locking it. It's great. You know, we can come into lockdown and lighter. Hopefully you'll get your holiday in the new year. Then the third kind of tip that I want to give away tonight is the behavior. It's a lifestyle change, as you've said. It's not a diet. You're eating healthily. You're not eating any protein shakes or like pills, or you're not taking anything to enhance your performance. You know,
no,
you're doing it naturally just by eating healthy food. So you've got to change your behavior. You can't go back to the old behaviors, you know. No. Otherwise, you'll go. So that's the 3 key points to really what you've achieved, Carol. So, you know, what would you say to anybody on the fence watching this tonight?
Oh, I would say just to get off the fence and go ahead and do it. And, you know, I think at this time of year, people are saying, oh, well, I'll maybe wait until after Christmas. But I just think, why wait? Because you can start now, you know, because you are eating. You can still have your Christmas dinner, you know. You can still eat everything. I mean, Christmas is one day, you know, so just start now and don't sit on the fence, you know. I mean, when I think of how much money I've spent, you know, on diets, you know, I mean, people will maybe say, oh, it's quite expensive, the programme, but, you know, I've spent far more over the years on everything put together, and nothing's really worked. So I would just say, go ahead and do it. Don't wait any longer. Don't waste any more time. Just get on with it.
I love what you said about the Christmas period there as well. You're absolutely right, because like we're going to keep the lifestyle doesn't stop, you know. I mean, yes. you've had birthday celebrations, you've had weekends away. We were meant to be having a holiday, but that's going to happen next year, and you're going to be in the shape of your life for your holiday. You're going to be looking great for that holiday and be able to fit. It was a cruise, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yes.
It was cancelled. Yeah, you know, yeah, you've. During this period, you've learned how to lose weight, and you've also learned how to keep it off. I think that's the key lesson. Is it like, so like I was saying, if you watch my live video on Monday, I was talking about what we've achieved, Carol. What you've achieved is you've released the fat by reducing the stress, by eating normal, healthy food, no diets, no quick fixes, no magic wands, just real food. You know, you've unlocked your weight, you've released the fat probably by reducing your stress levels.
Yes.
And then you've locked it down, and you've changed your behaviors. That you've done all the kind of 3 key points. And I hear all the time, like, about people that, like, you've done all the calorie counting before. You've done that, yeah. You've done calorie counting. How did that go for you?
It didn't. I mean, yeah, initially I lost weight, but then I didn't lose any more, and then I gave up and thought, oh, this is rubbish, you know, and probably went back to my old habits again. And, you know, and then I tried the shakes, and yeah, it worked for a while. And then, you know, I gave up again because, well, you can't live your life on shakes all the time. So doing it for 3.5 months was bad enough. So, you know, yeah, I mean, it's just not worked for me in the past.
See, the shakes, I mean, like, you know, in fact, I remember, was it you that messaged me about the protein shakes, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was you. So, like, I am not that a fan of supplement because I don't really, like, it's not really something I'm into. I'm into just eating normal food, you know. And I think that, you know, the industry is full of people that are promoting and these supplements, and fair play to them, you know. I'm sure they work for people, and, like, you know, I have done a little bit of sports kind of nutrition as well, in terms of a, you know, I do Ironman. What time is it? That's 27 minutes past. I've not mentioned it yet. But that's what I think I said to you. I said, are you doing an Ironman, Carol? And you went, no. I says, well, you don't really need to add any more additional fake food into your, like, I would only really use sports nutrition, like, when I'm doing my events. And even that, it only really applies if I'm doing, like, maybe 1 or 2 hours worth more exercise. So maybe if I was going on a bike ride for 3 hours, then going for a 2-hour run, I might then decide to kind of supplement my diet with an energy drink, or to be honest, I do prefer just eating bananas, you know, because I know that I prefer eating real food, you know.
Yeah. I think for me, because when I changed my eating in the middle of your plan, you know, I've kind of cut out meat and chicken and everything. So that's why I was asking about the protein shakes.
To kind of get it into your diet. Then in that case, I can give you some more information then on, I don't know if I have sent you more, but there's plenty of protein sources that you can get from non-meat products, you know, from vegetables, you know. And you know, I mean, I would say the vast majority of our plan is, I'd say 90% vegetables and grains really is what you're eating. And you know, like you say, you're getting your carb, and usually there's only a small bit for, like, the kind of the protein, the chicken, the fish, the eggs, the you know, the dairy products, or chickpeas, or, you know, whatever it is, you know, there's plenty sources. So we'll discuss that offline. I think that's really quite good. But it's interesting about the you've tried all these kind of, have you done, like, macro counting and stuff like that before as well?
Oh yes, yes.
Wow. How did that go for you?
It didn't, not very well. Again, I lost weight in the beginning, and then the weight stopped. I mean, my weight sort of stopped on your plan as well. And it didn't stop, but it was like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
It was very, so it did keep going, but at a much, much slower rate. But on the other plans, it just stopped altogether. And, you know, so I think, right, well, it stopped, so I'll do more exercise. So I would do more exercise and then weigh myself again, and I hadn't lost any more weight. And I think, well, I'll do more exercise. And it was just getting ridiculous. You know, I mean, as you know, I walk all day.
Yeah.
And then I'm going in the gym, and, you know, and it was just getting ridiculous. I thought, I'm going to have to, you know, give up work and take this up as a full-time job, because you know, I couldn't do any more exercise because there wasn't enough hours in the day to do it, you know. So it didn't go well at all.
Oh, brilliant. I like that. I'd be just giving up my job and doing it as a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's so true though, isn't it? It's like, you know, for me, like, I'm not a big fan of kind of counting calories, and this is, like, you know, what I think is unique about the plan that you're on and the plan that we do, you know, that you've never had to count a point, you've never had to weigh anything, you've never had to, you've literally just ate real food. And the reason, I mean, I'm not saying these processes can't work as well. You know, like I say, like I mean, I'm sure the shake, you know, the supplements can work, the proteins and that. Whatever it is people are taking, I'm sure they can work. If you create a deficit, if you're burning more calories than you're putting in, then yeah, for some people that can work. But like I said, what you've just pointed out is that it's not really been sustainable for you to do it. So, you know, it's like, I mean, you could argue that like 1,000 calories of rubbish food versus 1,000 calories of good nutrients that's good for your body. You know, what choice do you want to make? You know, that's the kind of thinking that I've got for my clients, and that's how they're losing, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds, you know, on my program, you know, because they're making better choices. They're changing their behaviors, and they're doing the right kind of exercise the right way, rather than like going to the gym and going hell for leather. I mean, you've got a gym program. We know that you're at Bannatyne's, and the kind of hybrided the program. I've met you a couple of times in the club and stuff like that as well there, you know, and helped you build your confidence. But it's been nothing extreme.
No.
Nothing.
Only 3 times a week that I go into the gym, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe for a swim and that, but yeah, I'm not spending. Before, I would be in the gym 6 days a week.
Wow.
And it didn't work.
So you were in this gym 6 days a week, starving yourself on calorie deficits, and then, you know, on shakes, pills, whatever, you know, and then you weren't getting the results. That must have been frustrating for you, Carol.
Yes, slightly. You know, I was doing body pumps, spinning.
Oh my God.
You know,
oh my God.
And I mean, I enjoyed some of the classes. Some of them I didn't enjoy, but you know, and I thought, it's just ridiculous, you know.
Yeah, I love exercise. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, I'm a class instructor. I teach classes as well. You know, I like the gym as well. But yeah, I think sometimes then what was happening to you was it was probably too extreme. So you were pushing the body too hard. So it was probably creating more stress for yourself. So therefore you weren't releasing the fat like what we've taught you to do on this program, you know, is to release that. And mental and emotional behaviors, why people are probably eating the wrong stuff as well, you know. I think that, you know, I mean, there's I'm sure there's loads of other programs out there that have similar kind of set point theories, and you know, but for you it was getting off that bandwagon of yo-yo dieting, so that you could perform better and have more energy. I mean, how do you feel now?
Oh, I feel a lot better. I feel much better. I've got more energy, and my joints are not hurting, because my joints were sore before, because I am walking all day. You know, my knees were really sore and everything, you know. So I do feel, you know, much better.
So how do you feel now, like having like tried all that stuff before and then come on board this program and realize that it's actually not that like difficult?
Aye, well, I do wish I had started it a long time ago, because I wasted a lot of time. And I mean, I know I joined, what one was it now? Slimming World?
Yeah.
I joined at Christmas so that I could start in January. And I started that, and I did that for a few weeks before I signed up with you.
That's right, I remember.
Because I realised that, you know, I could eat a bag of foam bananas, but I couldn't have an avocado, or, you know, I could have a pint of beer, you know. And I just thought, you know, I'm done with this. I can't. And I mean, you know, well, I understand, you know, eating sugar is not good for you, and how people can say, you know, you can't eat fruit or you can't do that, but you can have this bag of sweets, I just thought, I'm out here. It's not for me.
I mean, I get that. In fact, somebody submitted like they had like a Slimming World bar, you know, these energy bars. Yeah. I'm not an advocate of them either, you know. I'd rather just have a bit of chocolate, if you ask me, you know. Yeah. I'd rather just eat the real stuff, you know. Yeah. The sugar that's in these bars, these energy bars, they're quite high again, you know. I mean, I know I mentioned it the other day, but somebody had a protein Weetabix last week, and it's like, yeah, it's like 8.4 grams of sugar in comparison to 1.2 with normal Weetabix. You know, in fact, that had more than the chocolate stuff as well. The chocolate stuff's like 6 point, and you would think the protein stuff would be better for you, but it
No.
wasn't. But it's interesting you mentioned the sugar there as well, because we've not really talked about that, because that's key as well, because then you're just going to get the high, low blood sugar levels as well. So you're going to be releasing more stress hormones and more insulin, which is a hormone as well. So have I mentioned hormones tonight? We've managed to balance them. We've managed to rebalance them and reboot in your metabolism and kickstart your weight loss, but we've released the fat and we've kept it off because we've reset it. And there's no magic tricks, no magic pills, just healthy eating. You're eating normal, you're exercising like a normal person. You're not having to go to the gym 6 days a week and lift ridiculous weights, and you know that you've not to do anything insane, really, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
I think it's good that you mentioned the sugar, though, because I do think that's the key to unlocking a lot of potential for people, particularly with these diets that you've tried. The kind of, I mean, I don't know what in fact, I think I do know what the Herbalife is. The sugar in that's quite high as well. And I had a client that was doing it, and I'm sure it was about 15 grams per serving.
Per shake,
Yeah, I had somebody doing another shake one, and it was 30 grams per shake. I mean, we all know, again, on the NHS website right now, it's 30 grams of sugar per day, and you're consuming one of these one of these sachets, which is 30 grams. Just if you're having 3, that's diabetes on a plate. You know, you've got
4.
Yeah. Oh, 4,
yeah.
really? Wow. So what, 120 grams of sugar per day. You know, so yes, you might lose the weight, Carol. Well done, congratulations. You're 44 pounds lighter, but you know what? You've actually got type 2 diabetes now. You know, it's insane, really, isn't it? So listen, it's been a pleasure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, before we jump off tonight, I feel I've blabbed on a wee bit. I'll check the page and see if anybody's commenting. Here we go. So we've got well done, Jane Goodall. Gillian Brown, Mr. Stark, Carol, how long have you been doing the programme? So how long have you been doing the programme, Carol, now?
I started with you at the very end of January. I think it was something like the 29th of January or something that I started with you. So I've been doing it a while now.
I'd like to talk about this. This is quite a good point, Gillian. Thanks for bringing that up. You know, the support can be there. I mean, I've had, you know, like, get a good coach and stick with them. You know, I work with coaches. I've got business coaches, and I'm still sticking with them because they give me support when I need it. You know, that I can't do it all myself. So I think that, like, the investment that you're making on yourself is, it's like you probably spending on a takeout every week or whatever, all the bad behaviors, you know, and how long? It's commit long term. This is cementing it for you, Carol. You know, it's you're getting your plan for you, your exercise, your life, your whole life. I plan your whole life.
Yes.
I'm going to plan your Christmas out as well, because I'm going to mention this, and I mentioned this on the live with my client on Monday. Is it like, obviously over that Christmas period, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go into a maintenance phase. So it means that you can kind of almost eat what you like. But I would say, like, obviously we're going to still stick to the I know I said that to somebody the other day. My theme on this one, it's like when Jennifer says to me, do what you want, Daniel, and I'm like, should
you know that's not happening.
Exactly. So I'll still be getting you to submit your food to me every day, but I'll be what I will be saying is that, like, what you really want to be doing is going into kind of maintenance phase. So you don't want to go into a surplus where you're eating more than your body's burning, because you'll then, and that's what's probably happened to you before, Carol, is that 1 minute you're in this deficit, you're starving yourself, your body then wisens up, it stops losing the weight, so you get frustrated, you ditch the diet, then you go into a surplus, then you regain the weight that you've already lost. So what you're learning now is to then you can have maintenance phases. And you know, I think that week of the Christmas week's quite good to maintain. Yes, you might go into a surplus on Christmas Day. Hey, it's Christmas, you know, but you're changing your behaviours, because lifestyle's all year round. It doesn't stop because there's as you pointed out, there's Christmas Day. I'm just trying to see if there's anybody got any questions they want to ask. Any other questions? Thanks for that, Gillian. That's a good question. I'm just going to check in here because sometimes I can't really see on this page here, like everybody that's commenting on the page. Okay. Let me have a look. Have you got any questions? No, I think that's it. I think we're go Carol. Julie McCallum just said go Carol. Any other questions, anybody? I'm going to be here for a few minutes and then we'll wrap up because no doubt Carol's getting her. Have you had your dinner tonight?
Yes.
Good, brilliant. What was it tonight, Carol?
Baked potato, mushrooms, green beans.
Excellent. Fantastic.
And I had cheese on my baked potato tonight.
Great. And nothing beats a bit of cheese. So I'm saying you're eating everything natural, aren't you? It's there's no, again, that's another thing I would say, like I like to talk about is that we have kind of tried to eliminate as many processed kind of foods. You're eating more. Again, these things are quite hard to avoid altogether. Like going zero, like I'm having no processed foods ever is just like, it's probably going to be unrealistic,
Yeah.
I think we've got to live within our means. So I don't think anybody's got any questions. I'll let you get on. Maybe there's a few TV programs to be watched. I don't know. But Carol, thank you very much for coming on tonight. You've been amazing. Just keep the momentum going. Keep the focus. Yeah, we've reset your body weight in 2020. This will be the year of the lockdown that we'll never go back. We're locking down that weight and we're keeping it there forever. Your behaviours are really good. You're consistent. Keep it going. Yeah, well done. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
I'll see you soon. Okay, cheers.